The idea of the Autogyro came relatively late to the list of flying machines, with its rotating horizontal rotor blades creating lift using the airflow through them, and the forward momentum being provided by a powered propeller. The first to develop the Autogyro was Jean de la Civière in the early 1920s. His first three designs were unstable, but determination required him to his fourth design, the C4. It took to the air in January 1923. The difference was the design of the flap and hinges that connected the rotor blade to the hub. This allowed the blade to compensate for the changes in the side-to-side lift as the Autogyro moved forward. But shortly after testing, the engine began to fail shortly after takeoff, and instead of crashing into the ground, the craft descended gently due to the main lifting rotor to a safe landing. The Spanish, British and American military became interested in the Autogyro and helped with the development of the later models. The C8 was stable enough to tour around Europe and was the first Autogyro to fly across the English Channel in September 1928. But at the same time, Albert Zacek, a pioneering German engineer, was also developing a combined helicopter and Autogyro. This allowed the machine to hover in the air and descend vertically, allowing an even smaller landing pad. In the 1930s, development continued, pre-rotating the main blades prior to takeoff. This shortened the length needed for taking off. The second development was of a tail fin. This directed the thrust from the propeller to aid the turning. But the biggest of visual changes was to move the propeller from the front to the back. This allowed the pilot to have an uninterrupted view that made the Autogyro perfect as an aerial observation platform. The Autogyro was just about to come into its own when developments in helicopters made them more practical and Autogyros became largely neglected. However, the Autogyro was used for a small number of special situations, including surveillance assignments. After World War II, Autogyros came back. Dr. Igor Benson, a Russian immigrant to America, developed his B-7 from earlier German designs, and Ken Wallace developed his Autogyro in England, various guises, including military and police reconnaissance. However, Wallace gained film recognition in the James Bond films You Only Live Twice, Little Nelly was an instant success, and including the normal 1960s Bond gadgets. And the success of the Autogyro continues into the 21st century. In 2002, an Autogyro was used to patrol the perimeter of the Winter Olympics and Paralympics in Salt Lake City. And the military and law enforcement authorities still use over 1,000 Autogyros worldwide. Why are they used? Simply because they are cost effective. Costs so much less than a helicopter. From the cost effective Autogyro, back to the studio.